Hello. It is 4 a.m. I don't really have anything to say except that obviously I am having some insomnia. I feel tired, but when I lay down, I just don't sleep. Right now, I'm feeling dopey from meds and a little extra CBD oil, which I'm allowed to take. But I have all my nighttime meds in Seroquel and all that, Neurontin. So in addition to all that, it makes me dopey, but and I feel like I'm going to sleep, and I lay down. Nothing happens, and there is nothing more miserable than laying in a bed waiting for sleep. It's just dreadful. So, I should I even yawn? I don't get it. So I gave myself a 3 a.m. haircut. I don't think it looks so bad. It's messy right now, but I don't think it looks so bad. But then I might think differently when I see it in the mirror tomorrow. Um, I've dropped 3 pieces of gum here. I have been listening to my favorite band's new album. Sleater Kinney. I'm glad they kept their, for the most part, songs with a kind of classic rock sound that they've grew to have, and as they become adults, um, more mature, their music sort of turned towards that, like real rock and roll, which it's very, for me, very difficult to find, um, except when you go back to the 70s. I did, I know I did videos and stuff. Um, let's see, their record before this sucked, but the one before that was pretty good. And I went to their concert, and it was this really big ordeal where we went before, and so I could get a look at the setting, and um, so I wouldn't be as anxious. And so I do like this album, and I decided to go in August to see them. They kicked out their drummer, which kind of rubs me the wrong way. It sounds like it was pretty bitter, and I just don't think they can call themselves Sleater Kinney anymore, because without that drummer, they just don't have the same power, the same punch, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna go to the concert, and I'm not nervous at all. I'm just I'm gonna go before, check out what the setting is like, but I really don't feel anxious about it like I did the first time. So maybe, that could be just because I'd done it already, and it was no big deal. Even though when I went that one time, I was like frozen like this and very tense and uncomfortable. I enjoyed it very much. I was very happy I went. And damn it, I went alone. So, and this one I'm going alone too as well because I know nobody in this anywhere that listens to good music. um, what I consider good music. So I'm gonna go alone, and right now I don't mind. So I don't know if it's because I've done it already or if it's CBD effects. Um, let's see. There was something. There was something else I wanted. Oh, this is just a bit of gossip in regards to my life that I have talked to you guys about extensively. So this is my little. I don't drink. These are for. We got these as promotional things. That's my microphone holder. I should have had it here the whole time. So, real quick rundown. Started volunteering at the animal shelter February 2010, 2 months after they opened. At some point, years later, they offered me a job. They invented a job for me. I was the animal care specialist. I made sure they were physically and mentally healthy. And the manager dealt with customers, paper, you know, that crappy part, public interviews and stuff. And I was more behind the scenes. And I really liked that. I only went in 12 to 5. And she quit. And they asked me, and I said yes. And so I was manager for 5 years. And so there was this incident where a board member behaved very inappropriately toward me. He was very angry about something stupid that it just doesn't make any sense. And anyway, I reported it, and I knew right away what was going to happen. So I started writing my resignation letter and started packing. And they were all really bad liars. They lied to me for weeks. I knew what they were doing. They were preparing to fire me. So they call me into the room. My mom worked there too. And my mom came with me. They thought I brought her for support. I said, no, she's here as a witness. And they're like, just say we have decided to terminate. And I was like, stop. Here's my resignation letter. I've been working on it. I'm packed. I'm ready to go. Bye. And their mouths dropped, and they looked at each other, and they didn't know what to say. I think they had a plan. Like, if she does this, say this. Okay, so I digress. I leave. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm getting over it. I'm challenging myself when I need to drive by to just be proud of who I am and what I'm doing now. Training dogs by myself. I'm taking away their business because I go to the people. And I should hold my head up high when I drive by the animal shelter. Well, I was very curious. I wasn't going to find out, but I was curious in how they were going to deal and cope without me, because I was someone that I had no physical limitations. I had some anxiety issues, but I had coping mechanisms so that I was functional. It wasn't, the only problem is at times would be my memory. And I lost track just a second. Let me get it. I'm going to pause until I get it. Okay. So my point was that I was unmarried, had no intention of being married, have no children, couldn't have children, physically could not have children, had no desire to get any, lived down the street, physically healthy, strong, innovative. I mean, I was great. I dealing with people, my style sometimes was misinterpreted, and I've mentioned this before, that I would use people. I wouldn't use them, but I would get the information I needed from them and say thanks and walk away. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do in the interaction, but people were getting mad for me walking away. Or sometimes they wouldn't understand when I would say, yes, I'm aware of that problem, but I have a sense that it's going to work itself out. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. I leave, and I'm like, I don't know how these guys are going to cope without me. I could come I sometimes came at 11 p.m. because the police picked up an animal that needed to be brought in. I was available 24/7. And I had healthcare experience, so I was able to do a lot more at the shelter and not take it to the vet. It was always under her instructions. And so I knew who they were grooming to follow in my shoes. And I'm like, she is not going to be able to do this. But whatever. So I went with it, just knowing it wasn't going to work. And then there was this one guy working there, and he kept saying the most cryptic things. As this was going down, he kept saying really cryptic things like, well, we'll see how things go tomorrow. We'll see how things turn out. Because I was trying to get an idea from him if he was going to be leaving, and he was being vague. So I just got a phone call from him, and I don't know how he called me because I blocked everybody's um, phone number that has anything to do with the shelter. I blocked all of those numbers. So I have no idea how he called me, but he did, and he wanted me to train one of his dogs. And the funny thing is the shelter would have 2 group dog training classes a year, one in fall, one in spring. And I provide for about $15 more. I come to your house at whatever time of day, and we do it in the comfort of your house, whatever, and one-on-one. So flexible hours, flexible days, and if for some reason you miss one, we just pick up from there. And so the people are going to want to come to me, and it seems to be that way because I am getting a lot of clients. So I am training the employee from where I used to work. And then the big shocker was today. I went to the vet to get my dog's medication refilled, and lo and behold, working there is the chick that the shelter had groomed to be manager. So I know she was manager, and I know she was struggling because she sent an email to my email, my business email, my mother's email, and somebody and another employee, past employee's email, asking for advice on how to order things. And it was like almost a year since I'd left, and I'm like, how is she getting all her supplies if she doesn't know how to order them? And it was captioned, quick favor. I'm not giving you any favors. Anyway, she's working at the vet now down the street. And I found this very interesting. And I knew she wasn't going to last because she has young children. And she was always needing certain days off to do this or that for her kids. And the vet is more of an 8 to 5 job. But I was pleased in a not so nice way for me that she was having trouble. And so the shelter, I don't want the animals to suffer. I just want them to get a taste, a realization of really how much I was doing and things I did out of my own pocket, and the late night calls from the police to get a dog in. And so that was interesting. it was the 4th of July. My dogs were not happy. They would not go outside to go potty. They trembled, and it was not good. I am over 4th of July. I'm trying to. I'm gonna. What I'm wondering, what time can I have some input from people who watch my videos? In particular, the lives. I know there's not a lot, but I usually do them around 10:30. I start, and I was wondering if you have actually listened to this song. Would you let me know? Is 10:30 a good time, or would earlier or later? Central, 10:30 Central. I like doing 10:30 because I'm done with spending time with my mom, and I'm now free to do what I want. So, also, I have a question. Sometimes I use. I'm getting really sleepy now. I might fall asleep now. Sometimes I use software to edit and add stuff to videos. If it's like a series or something I think is really of special importance, I'll use that. But otherwise, I just ramble. I might take out pauses here and there, but then I thought I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should leave it raw, because people need to see the moments of blankness and word finding and stumbling over words, because if I'm sitting there talking about it and you don't see that I'm doing it, well, then we have a problem. That doesn't make any sense. So, and I really don't think if just edited, I don't think they look any better. But I was wondering your opinion. Anyway, so I'm gonna go try to lay down again, and see what happens. Thanks, guys. Bye.